Amy Medford with Medford Knife and Tool. I have knives headed out to Chris Miller at KnifeJoy. We are getting close to the originally scheduled blade show, which for us is going to be a virtual blade show. And apparently for Chris Miller at KnifeJoy, it's going to be an online virtual blade show as well. So everything that I'm going to show you on the table today, let's see, today's date is May 13th. Is it May 13th? 12th? May 12th, 13th. Will arrive to him within a week, so by maybe about May 20th, he'll have knives. By that time, I will have the video uploaded, and we'll still be a couple weeks out from Blade Show. So imagine if you watch the video and you see something absolutely badass, super sexy, killer that you have to have. If you called Chris, you could probably put dibs in on it. But I don't know. These knives are amazing. KnifeJoy, he's in Cherry Valley, Arkansas, 870-318-7408. Let's see what kind of coolness we have going on. Starting down here with Smooth Criminal, I would say some of the most standard knives on the table. Tumbled in blue, PVD and green, Smooth Criminal, a Praetorian Slim Swift, a Praetorian Slim. There we go. Praetorian Slim Tanto S35, tumbled handle and spring, PVD hardware, faced and flamed clip. Praetorian Slim drop point. So the slimmest version of the Praetorian series that we have. Handles really nicely. As you can see, real easy to move around in the hand, open and close. Midi Marauder, the full thick Marauder. It has a 0.190 inch thick blade, so the thicker version of the slim Midi. This is the full thickness mid-size Marauder. It's faced and flamed. It has really pretty, let's bring it over here, Roxanne. I want to look at it in the light right here. Just really beautiful flaming on that. I'm going to bring stuff down here for you, okay? Next one's Proxima. S35 blade. It's got that harpoon style false edge back blade. Faced and tiger stripe flaming on the handles. Tumbled spring. Faced and flamed clip. Next Proxima here is a reverse tuxedo, but it does have dark violet handles. Typically the reverse tuxedo is straight up tumbled. With the bead blasting in violet, it looks really neutral and tactical. It's got a little bit of color to it. I really, really like this configuration. No breaker comes on the Proxima, so sans breaker. Marauder-H, I have a few here. 2 in tumbled version. Typically this comes S35 in Tanto, 3V in drop point. We have considered to open the SKUs up a little bit, but for now, this is how it's offered. The bottom one is faced and arced tiger stripe flaming with standard hardware. The top one's flamed hardware with tumbled handle and spring. And you can see that when the hardware's treated, the spacers get treated as well. So 2 Marauder-H. The third Marauder-H here is an all PVD, so blacked out, except for the stop pin. And the clip has been faced and flamed. Adds a really nice little bit of color on an otherwise blacked out knife. Micro Praetorian T. I believe my daughter Roxanne, who's filming the video, was just eye-oogling this one. Really cool, faced and flame. It's got a very subtle, almost silver fade into blue down to the bottom. I would call it like that film reel peel out. Very cool. Tumbled spring, faced and flamed clip. Praetorian Genesis T Vulcan. S35 drop point Vulcan. Eye of the Storm. That's kind of what I came up for the artwork, the description of the artwork on that. Super cool. Blue spring flamed clip, faced and flamed clip, flamed hardware. Praetorian T full sized. We have several Vulcans on the table here today. One of the Vulcans did not work, alas, and we ended up putting a PVD. So this one originally was supposed to be a Vulcan blade. I gotta tell you, it looks beautiful with this 3V PVD Tanto. Has a PVD breaker, bronze bead blasted spring, faced and flame clip. So the PVD looks equally as cool. This one here, I'm gonna bring it back down into the lighting because the lighting's gonna showcase it a little bit better. The flaming on that is just so cool. The motion and the movement of the artwork on the handle really, I think, goes nicely with the Vulcan blade. Vulcan blade's got a nice orange flow to it with some tawny in the background. Blue anodized, almost a violet blue anodized spring with flamed clip. This 3V Vulcan drop point blade with a faced in blue anodized handle. Let me get some color on it. The flamed clip. The flame clip is so, pivot screw. You see some bronze and copper and blue and violet. It pulls everything into it. There are the spacers again. And the spring side. The violet facing on this one. You're able to see the color on the blade and the faced and flame hardware. Faced and flamed clip with the violet anodized spring. And this one here is just gonna raise eyebrows, I'm sure. We came up with new American flag artwork. It's got a beautiful billowing look to it, covers the whole handle. It just has beautiful motion on it. And it's almost as though the flag, the colors on the flag have bled down into the Vulcan finish on the blade. So amazingly cool. The stars have been laser engraved on the clip, so you have a little bit of pop on it when it's in your pocket. TI engraved on the flamed pivot screws. Full Praetorian tie here. S35 tumbled drop point, faced and flamed handle. Predominantly bronze with some blue and silver. NP3 breaker, tumbled spring, faced and flamed clip. The USMC fighter flipper here is pretty standard protocol. When we first debuted the knife at SHOT Show and showed it on the web page, PVD and bronze was the kind of the standard go-to, and it's still to this day is just a really beautiful tactical classic finish. The last two knives on the table, I have a TFF1 and a TFF1 Fat Daddy. Main difference is the blade and the handle thickness. Everything else is the same. So overall length, the clip, the dimensions as far as the spring length, the blade length are the same. And then the thickness of the handles and blades are the main difference. The TFF1 here has a faced and flamed tsunami look to it. A lot of motion, a lot of violent, very cool look to it. Tumbled spring, faced and flamed clip. And then the Fat Daddy has a little bit of lapping flames kind of splashed down on the top of the perimeters of the scales. It has a really beautiful bronze to violet blue fade. And then on the back side, one of my favorite anodizing effects I've seen in a long time. Faced with a blue violet to bronze fade, and the clip picks up on the fade. It's just amazingly cool. So, Chris Miller, nicely done. An awesome, beautiful batch of knives headed your way. These should arrive in your showroom end of May, at which time this video will be live. And I'm sure that customers can get on your website and order anything that they'd like to see that would have probably otherwise gone to Blade Show. So I'm sorry we're not going to Blade Show in June, but it sounds to me like it's going to happen in August 7th, 8th, and 9th. We will be there. In the meantime, check out Chris Miller at KnifeJoy. Keep watching the videos. Until the next time, I'm out.